Most people spend their lives looking for a magic pill to change their circumstances. They look for a better job, a better city, or better luck. But the truth is, the most powerful tool for transformation has already been written down. Over the last decade, I have read hundreds of self-help books, and I can tell you that 95% of them are fluff. But there is a small group, the 1%, that does not just give you advice, it rewires your brain. Today, we are counting down the top 5 most life-changing books ever written. These are the books that have stood the test of time, sold millions of copies, and actually moved the needle for people in the real world. If you read and apply just one of these, you will not recognize yourself in 12 months. Book 1, Atomic Habits by James Clear. We are starting with the book that has become the modern manual for human behavior, Atomic Habits by James Clear. The core premise of this book is simple yet profound. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Most people fail to change because they focus on the outcome, like losing 20 pounds or making $1 million. Clear argues that the outcome is just a lagging measure of your habits. Your net worth is a lagging measure of your financial habits. Your health is a lagging measure of your eating habits. The atomic in the title refers to 2 things. First, habits that are small, like an atom. Second, habits that are a source of immense power. Clear teaches us that if you can get just 1% better every single day, you will be 37 times better by the end of 1 year. One of the most life-changing concepts in the book is identity-based habits. Most people try to change their behavior from the outside in. They say, I want to be thin, so I will go to the gym. Clear suggests you should work from the inside out. Instead of saying, I am trying to work out, you say, I am a person who never misses a workout. Once your identity changes, the behavior becomes automatic. You are no longer trying to do something. You are simply acting like the person you have become. Clear also gives us the 4 laws of behavior change. To build a good habit, you must make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. To break a bad habit, you simply do the opposite. By the end of this book, you realize that success is not about a massive, heroic effort. It is about the small, boring things you do when no one is watching. If Atomic Habits is about the how of behavior, Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is about the who. This book has sold over 40 million copies because it does not focus on quick fixes or personality tricks. Instead, it focuses on the character ethic. Covey argues that true success only comes when you align your life with timeless, universal principles like integrity, fairness, and honesty. He divides the habits into 3 stages, moving from dependence to independence, and finally to interdependence. The first habit is arguably the most famous: be proactive. This is the realization that between a stimulus and your response, you have the power to choose. Most people are reactive. If the weather is bad, they have a bad day. If someone is mean to them, they get angry. A proactive person understands that they are the programmer of their own life. They focus on their circle of influence, the things they can actually control, rather than wasting energy on their circle of concern. Habit number 2 is, begin with the end in mind. Covey asks you to imagine your own funeral. What would you want your friends, family, and co-workers to say about you? If you do not have a clear mental blueprint of where you want to go, you will spend your life climbing a ladder that is leaning against the wrong wall. By the time you reach habit 3, put first things first, you learn the art of time management through the lens of priority. It is not about managing time, it is about managing yourself. This book moves you away from being a victim of your circumstances and turns you into a leader of your own destiny. It is the foundation upon which all other self-improvement is built. Book 3, 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. Book number 3 is perhaps the most polarizing yet profound entry on this list. 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson. While many self-help books try to make you feel good, Peterson's book is an antidote to chaos. It is a call to stand up, shoulder your burden, and take total responsibility for the quality of your existence. Peterson's first rule, stand up straight with your shoulders back, sounds like simple physical advice, but it is deeply biological. He uses the example of lobsters to show that our brains are hardwired for hierarchy. When you slouch and hide, you signal to yourself and the world that you are defeated. When you stand tall, you are telling your nervous system that you are ready to engage with the world. which actually triggers a chemical shift in your brain. One of the most life-changing rules in the book is rule number 4. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. In the age of social media, we are constantly looking at everyone else's highlight reel and feeling like failures. Peterson reminds us that you are a unique individual with a unique set of problems. The only person you should be trying to beat is the version of you that woke up this morning. Rule number 7, pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient, is the philosophical heart of the book. Expediency is doing what feels good right now. It is the path of least resistance. Meaning, however, is found in the voluntary adoption of responsibility. It is the thing that justifies the suffering of life. Peterson challenges the modern idea that we should aim for happiness. Happiness is fleeting. Instead, we should aim for order. By cleaning your room, telling the truth, and being precise in your speech, you create a fortress of order that can withstand the inevitable chaos of life. This book is for the person who is tired of excuses and is ready to do the hard work of becoming a formidable human being. But, for me, put simply, it inspired me to take on more responsibility. That is something that is truly life-changing. Book 4, Mindset by Carol Dweck. After decades of research at Stanford University, psychologist Carol Dweck discovered a simple but groundbreaking idea. The view you adopt for yourself profoundly affects the way you lead your life. She found that people generally fall into one of 2 categories, the fixed mindset or the growth mindset. A person with a fixed mindset believes that their qualities are carved in stone. They believe they have a certain amount of intelligence, a certain personality, and a certain level of moral character. For these people, every situation is a test that must prove their worth. If they fail a task, it is not just a mistake. It is a verdict on their identity. They avoid challenges because they are afraid of looking stupid, and they feel threatened by the success of others because it makes them feel inferior by comparison. However, a person with a growth mindset believes that their most basic abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. They do not believe everyone is the same or that anyone can be Einstein, but they do believe that a person's true potential is unknown and unknowable. To them, failure is not a permanent state. It is a painful but necessary part of learning. This book is life-changing because it introduces the power of yet. When a person with a fixed mindset fails, they say, "I am not good at this." A person with a growth mindset says, "I am not good at this yet." That 3-letter word changes everything. It turns a dead end into a path forward. Dweck shows how these mindsets play out in every area of human endeavor. In relationships, those with a fixed mindset believe that a perfect love should not require work. In business, fixed mindset leaders spend their time trying to be the smartest person in the room rather than building a team that can grow. The most important takeaway from this book is that your mindset is a choice. You can learn to catch yourself when you are thinking in fixed terms and consciously shift into a growth perspective. When you realize that your brain is like a muscle that grows stronger with every challenge, you stop being a prisoner of your current abilities and start becoming a student of your future potential. Of course, there are so many that could have made this list, so here is a few honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This is the undisputed Bible of social intelligence. It teaches you that the most beautiful sound in any language is the sound of a person's own name, and that you can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. The reason this book did not make the top 5 is not because it lacks value. It is essential reading. However, Carnegie focuses heavily on the outer layer of success, how you interact with the world and how you influence others. The books in our top 5 are focused on the inner core, the deep psychological and philosophical structures of your own character. We believe that you must master your own mind and habits before you can effectively master the art of social influence. The second honorable mention is The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This book is a masterpiece because it explains that doing well with money has very little to do with how smart you are and a lot to do with how you behave. It teaches you that wealth is what you do not see, the cars not purchased and the diamonds not bought. We left this off the main list because money, while incredibly important, is still a specific domain of life. The top 5 books we have chosen are universal. They apply whether you are a billionaire, a student, or a monk. Housel's book is the best guide for your bank account, but the top 5 are the best guides for your soul and your survival. These 2 books are the perfect next steps once you have mastered the fundamentals. They provide the specialized tools to navigate the social and financial worlds. But now, we must move to the peak of the mountain. We are about to look at the one book that provides the ultimate answer to the question, how do we find the strength to keep going when life becomes unbearable? Book 5, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Okay. In at number 1, Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning. He worked a prominent psychiatrist in Vienna before the Second World War. But in 1942, his life was shattered when he and his family were arrested and sent to Nazi concentration camps. Frankl spent 3 years in some of the most horrific places ever created by humankind, including Auschwitz. Most of his family, including his pregnant wife, did not survive. What makes this book the most life-changing entry on our list is not just the tragedy it describes, but the psychological discovery Frankl made in the midst of that tragedy. He observed that the prisoners who were most likely to survive were not necessarily the physically strongest. They were the ones who were able to maintain a sense of meaning. Frankl realized that everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. He argued that even in a place of total starvation and brutality, a human being can decide who they will become. You can choose to be a person of dignity, or you can choose to become an animal. This leads to his most famous observation, which he borrowed from the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. He who has a why to live for can bear almost any how. Frankl found his why by imagining himself standing in a warm, well-lit lecture hall after the war, telling an audience about the psychology of the camps. By turning his suffering into a study, he gave it a purpose. His philosophy, which he called logotherapy, suggests that the primary drive of a human being is not pleasure, as Sigmund Freud thought, or power, as Alfred Adler thought. Our primary drive is the search for meaning. Frankl identifies 3 ways we find this meaning: through our work or creating something, through experiencing something or loving someone, and most importantly, through the attitude we take toward unavoidable suffering. This book is the ultimate perspective shifter. When you read Frankl's words, your daily stresses and frustrations begin to look very different. It teaches you that you are not a victim of your environment. You are the architect of your inner world. If a man can find meaning and hope while facing death in a concentration camp, then you can find the strength to face whatever challenges are in front of you today. Conclusion. We have traveled through the systems of atomic habits, the character of the 7 habits, the responsibility of 12 rules for life, the belief of mindset, and finally, the profound purpose of man's search for meaning. These 5 books represent the peak of human wisdom regarding personal growth. They remind us that while we cannot always control the world around us, we have total authority over how we respond, how we grow, and what we value. But this is just my list based on years of reading and the impact these books have had on millions of people. The beauty of the world of books is that everyone's journey is different. A book that changed my life might not be the one that changes yours, and that is why I want to hear from you. What would make your top 5? Is there a book that saved you during a difficult time, or a manual that gave you the tools to build your dream business? Perhaps there is a classic that I missed, or a new release that everyone needs to know about? Please go down to the comments right now and share your personal life-changing list. Let us turn the comment section into a library of wisdom for everyone who is looking for their next breakthrough. Thank you for spending these 22 minutes with me. If you found this countdown valuable, do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the Self-Help Shortcut. Your support helps us continue to bring the world's most powerful ideas to light. We will see you in the next one.